Beautiful words. I love you. Yeah. Can you see the sharing, mom?
No, Lakshmi ma'am. Yeah. Can't.
No?
Yes.
Welcome one and all for this very interactive session, which we have been seeing since past 2 weeks. As always, with the blessings of elders, Brahma Shri Pitama Patriji sir, and our founder, Gopal Krishna sir, and all my teammates who have been there back and in front of the screen. I would love to thank them first, and a deep gratitude to Louis Hay, whose book we have been passing the wisdom, at least to change one heart at a time. Yeah. So this was the last 2 weeks we have been seeing how exactly the thought process, the words impact us, in what way we explore ourselves, and most of the times we end up being in a lot of negative or lack mode. If we have been observing and following what Naina ma'am took us through the mirror work, I hope everyone is continuing this mirror work or exercise. And we realize that a lot of us, we have been able to come off this lack mode, or at least be able to replace those words which were harming us a lot. It's a human nature. Basically, it's a human nature to be always in a victim mode. So this lack mode, when we try to see it, where it origins and how it originates, how our surroundings, how our immediate members around us, and an extended people, and definitely the more work atmosphere affects us. So when we have all these negative and wrong words used for ourselves, it always creates an anxiety, leading to a lot of self-doubt, and thereby leading us to be a poor performer, whether it is at your personal life level or at your workplace, or even for that matter, how we even just smiling all around. So what it happens is that there is a lot of blame game, guilt feel, and thereby leading to a low self-esteem. Now, all these 2 weeks, we have been very wonderfully seeing how to remove these lack feel, how to overcome by these feelings by doing certain exercises, and helping us to understand how to stop or at least eliminate or reduce these negative or lack feel. All these 2 weeks, we have been understanding that the thought creates our reality. So a little bit more on this aspect, how exactly the thought is creating, whether it is positive or negative, whether is it creating good feeling or bad feeling. Irrespective of that, how is this thought actually doing that to us? So if you can see on my right side of the screen, you can see that it says this flow chart, that same thoughts, same choice, same action and behavior, and same experience and same feelings. Now, this part has to be replaced or understood, that we have to change just the thought. That means a new thought. Then it will help us the new choice, new actions and behavior, new experience, and new feelings, and thereby having a new state of being. It appears so simple, but we have to understand the mind and the intellect has got a lot of relationship when it is moving from this change process. So we'll just try to explore how it happens. So if you see here, the thought creates a memory, and where this memory goes and how the emotions are appearing every now and then to us. So just who can help me, okay? Anyone who can help me to identify what is in this picture. Anyone can volunteer to me. What is this picture?
I see it as an Indian flag.
Yeah, thank you. And how about this?
It remembers me of my early childhood where I used to see this Doordarshan logo.
Thank you, Ravli ma'am. Thank you. Anybody else? Please.
Yeah, please, masters, do come and say what you remember of it. What sparks does it come when you see these things? Yeah, please come forward, to express. Raise your hand, I'll unmute you, or you can
Yeah.
answer yourself.
Yeah, anyone in the chat also will do. Yeah. Madhu ma'am.
Wonderful. Yeah, you can unmute and talk, sir. Madhu, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, I see I see the blue sky on in the background and the flag waving actually. So
Thank you. And how about this pictures?
I see the dark background and something like a yin and yang, and also Doordarshan sign actually. So
yeah. So now I want to try to now go one step ahead. What do you feel when you see this?
I can say something.
Yes, Ramakrishna, sir. Yeah.
When I see the first picture, I feel the nerves in my right hand rising. Okay, that's a physical reaction. I could really feel the nerves in my right hand.
Beautiful.
And when I see the Doordarshan picture, I see myself standing on the 3rd floor of the house and correcting the antenna. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
For me, what I feel is generally in Doordarshan, I am Madhu.
Yeah, hi, Madhu ma'am.
Yeah. So during Independence Day and Republic Day in Doordarshan, when we were young, the flag hoisting used to happen and the marching used to happen in New Delhi, right? So it reminded me of both with both the pictures, the flag hoisting happening and it playing on Doordarshan. Yes, thank you. The patriotism starts.
Yeah, wonderful sharing by all. Yeah, so this brings in pride. Yeah, if I have to identify an emotion, and this probably everyone, as they said, that childhood memories. Yeah, it may bring smile, sometimes it may bring little bit of grief because you have lost so many memorable moments. If you would have seen, only it would come on Sundays, if I'm not wrong. The channels would be available only on Sundays, and we would see Rama and Mahabharat, and then certain cartoons. And that was the time wherein Sunday would be just as special on in kitchen. Even the television would be special. Yeah, so here the emotions, what we could understand is pride and a memory which holds to each one of us in a different way. Can anyone identify this?
Yeah, please.
Ramayanam.
Yeah. And how are the faces of Rama and Sita here?
Divine.
Divine. Yeah. And how about this one? The same three people?
Yes.
As normal.
Yeah. And what do you feel at right now
Peace.
by seeing this picture?
Peace, madam.
Peace. With this picture, you feel peace?
The second picture.
Second one, ma'am.
Looks like Lakshmana is angry and Rama is having some kind of a sorrow face.
Yeah.
And
And
some
Sita
confusion face with Sita Devi. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Please talk, Madhu garu. Surekha ma'am, please unmute and talk.
Yeah, first picture for me, I see a lot of peace and happiness, and their faces are glowing. And the second one is more of stress, anxious, tension, some lost, something they're looking for,
Yeah.
grief, pain, and sadness.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Wonderful. How about this?
This Jungle Book used to be my favorite cartoon.
All happy. A lot of fun. I
Lot
love
of
Tom
fun
and
and
Jerry.
all the, what do you say?
Mowgli.
Yeah.
Jungle Book.
Yeah. We used to do the homework early so that we put off by our parents to see these things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Till date, I think till date, most favorite cartoons. Never
Cartoon.
tiring. Yeah. It gives a lot of happiness. This
Yes,
one, I
Rajni
think at
ma'am,
least
please talk.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ranjita ma'am.
Rajani ma'am, if you're talking, we
Rajini,
can't
sorry.
hear you.
I just think of, we don't know each other, all Indians, but when we see these pictures, the same emotion is coming out for all of us. These emotions, Doordarshan, Rama, and these are connecting all of us.
Mm-hmm. Great. How about this?
It's gone.
Yeah, I can tell you something. Every Lakshmi ma'am, every exam time is jail like us, and our mom or dad is like a police.
Oh my God.
Madhu ma'am is repeating the same thing with your kids or what?
Okay.
Yeah, trying.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, Rajni ma'am, you want to speak? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for all the inputs here. And I could understand. What we could understand is just by the glimpse, just by seeing, okay? By just observing certain pictures, there are a lot of emotions what we could speak out. Why and how they are stored in our body is one thing which we should understand. So here we go a little bit one step ahead to understand how these storage our body. So there it's the mind, okay? The mind, which we can understand it in a very simplified way. I've tried to put it as a iceberg. If you see, it's a conscious mind. That is mind which is interacting with you and me just now. This is what? One which thinks, one which understands, one which gives a reason, analyzing, okay? And the very below it is a huge one, which is the real ice, okay? Which is nothing but the subconscious mind. And that's a 90% of your mind, because a lot of things are just dumped in this mind. Because conscious mind is one which is personal. It is very selective. What do I mean by this is that it selects what it wants to listen. It can select what it can feel, and it can think what it can, and allow it in your mind further down. Okay. So that's where our thoughts impact our subconscious mind, because the thoughts which we will allow, whether it is positive or negative. So those are the thoughts which we will allow, because conscious mind has got that control of allowing and not allowing. That means it is selective. Whereas the subconscious mind is not selective. It will not decide. It cannot analyze, neither it can even segregate whether it is right or wrong. It is just like a very good servant to the subconscious mind. How the master says, the conscious mind says, so does the subconscious mind. It is impersonal. It is not selective. So now what is happening when we have one thought, okay, one thought, it moves below, or we can see here in this flow chart that this thought moves and gets attached to our subconscious mind. And then if the thought is repeating, the same thought is repeating again and again, that becomes our pattern, and patterns as and how they keep on repeating, it becomes our habit and thereby our personality. Now, what is the biggest role here by passing from this thoughts to this belief is the feelings. So this feeling is a medium wherein how the conscious mind will allow to the subconscious mind. It is the feelings which are stored in the subconscious mind, which will allow us to be having certain beliefs, certain patterns, certain habits and personalities. That's where we say that we could beautifully just now see with that small exercise, though you have seen, okay, years back Ramayana, or you still feel it. Just now they said the how our Indian flag, okay, though in your school days you must have seen the flags being hoisted, even so many patriotic songs, they actually bring on your nerves. Why is that? Because the feeling then you carried during your childhood towards the maybe the flag, those stories you have been heard of all the patriotic people, right? So that is still ingrained. It is so much well organized in subconscious mind. And the same, even just by looking today, only by just looking that flag, we could actually feel that. We could actually go back, right? So here, although this jail brought such a big, question mark for us, but the same, if I tell you the situation that this was a cell wherein great patriotic Mahatma Gandhi was, put in here for just to have a freedom for our country. The immediate situation has changed. Maybe now you may feel that this jail has got so much of memory of a great person and you would like to probably see it sometime, right? The same jail, the same thing, it will change according to the situation you provide to your mind. The same exam, why is it being so fearful? Because every exam which is being related to a failure, and if a child is being punished for it, that means a child will always, or as we as a childhood always will relate exam to a fear. So no matter, even if you see exam or hear exam, you will feel that anxiety. But if the same thing would have been the other way, that the exam has been always been a very joyous thing and an acceptable one, in such kids, you may not feel the anxiety. Such is what our stress, such is what our negative thought pattern affects us to an extent that the subconscious mind will always carry these beliefs, patterns, emotions, and so does becomes our habit and personality. So that means a negative thought will not just be a thought there, but it makes us believe in certain things. And every time when we think the same negative patterns, there will be created, and those patterns will lead us into habit and thereby personality. So the feeling is the medium wherein the subconscious mind always puts us in a way how we behave. So that means our thoughts should be very selective when we are allowing it through our conscious mind, because it just gets imbibed in subconscious mind. So these 2 weeks, it's been seen that change in our thought can really change in our personality or our reality. So small example wherein we can see how an anger, okay, although the anger is not the primary emotion, what we usually carry, it is something which is an outcome of so many other emotions. For example, maybe in frustration, guilt, disappointments, a piled up or unexpressed frustration. If it is not channelized, then it erupts like a volcano of anger. Okay. So an anger is never a positive or a negative version of emotion. It is just an emotion, but we set in as negative because we were unable to channelize that and have a proper positive outcome of that anger. The same anger, if held and channelized, can lead us into our goal. But if it is not channelized, it can always look as a uncontrolled manner, and a person may end up being a very unfavorable situation in maybe a society or within their family also. So that means a thought which has our control, that means we have a control over what we want to allow to our mind. That means whether it is positive or negative, if we identify, the immediate subconscious mind should tell us that this is not the thought I will allow, this is a thought I will allow. So the moment we say that we want to allow this thought, that means we have identified with certain symbol. Maybe that we can say it as no, negative thought, no. So we allow, by doing that itself, there will be a lot of change because there is a new choice. A new choice will lead to a newer behavior and thereby new experience. Because there will be new experience, there is new feeling, and thereby we can achieve this state of new being. So this is the way how exactly our mind works for us to change. So that means it is not impossible. It is very much possible, provided we are committed to allow only positive thought within our mind. And very beautifully, they say that this subconscious mind is highly suggestive. It is very suggestive, and it is a very nice servant towards your conscious mind. That means the moment you want to change your reality, all that you need to do is ingrain different thought. And that is where your conscious mind has to work upon. That means I can build myself to be a new. And then where is the answer? As we already know, it is within us. And here now says that when you have already been exercising that self-love, self-approval, moving from self-denial to self-acceptance, and helping ourselves to understand through self-love, a lot of mirror work which will help us in accepting who we are. We are making a different choice here. The moment you're making a different choice every day morning, that means every day there is a new experiences. And help your mind to be trained. It is not so easy, but training is needed to anything. And we now know that path of buying, just selecting the right thought, there is a difference in experience and feeling. Every one of us have some uniqueness. Try to identify that. As we see beautifully here, the raindrop or a snowflake, no individual snowflake is similar to that of the other one. Each one is different. That means each one of us are unique. We are unique in with certain nature, certain patterns, certain things, certain talents. Okay. So the focus should be on uniqueness, positiveness within us, rather than what we don't want to do. We should focus on what we wish to do. So this will help us in believing within ourselves, from moving from self-doubt to self-belief. So this is possible when we say that the change can be through the thoughts, and no thought is bigger than us. No thought, no person, even if they tell that, oh, wow, this is not the way you are supposed to wear this dress today. Still, we have to understand if that is our liking to wear that dress, never doubt, because it is you who have felt unique to that dress. So our mind is well trained when we are doing this mirror exercise, which has worked wonders to many. It helps in self-approving, self-acceptance, self-love, and helps us be focused on ourselves rather than any other thought. So there's a beautiful saying which we have already heard many a times, that you have put an awareness, and where that awareness or attention goes, the energy flows, and that is what it grows. So what is that we all want to grow today is only positivity or positive words towards ourselves. So let us focus only on those words which help us grow and move away from people who criticize us. It is like planting seeds with an awareness. What is that I will plant? I will plant the seeds of positiveness and only seeds which will appeal me. Can we take a guess here? Which seeds are these going to grow? I don't think so. Anyone can actually take a guess, even a guess, because all that matters here is to plant the seed and be aware of it. As and when the time grows, you will realize what you have planted. That means a lot of commitment, a lot of patience and awareness will help us grow in definitely a healthy plant. Come what may it is, whether it is mango, whether it is apple, whether it is tomato, it has got its own uniqueness. And that uniqueness, you need not have to lose it. You have to only plant positive seeds. Don't bother what it is going to grow into. All that we need is a little bit of love. So when we are growing these plants, very beautifully, one example was given by Naina ma'am, that mango, whether I plant or you plant, is the same mango which will grow, because universe is unique, right? But I want to add to that is whether the mango will grow bigger one or smaller one will depend on Naina ma'am or me, because the plant which I'll grow with a lot of love, care, I will unweed the things around that plant, will have a better mangoes, which will be a bigger one, more sweeter one, provided we have that lot of energy, lot of love in growing that plant. So just don't plant the seed, but be with that awareness and love that you are changing. And when we are changing, we need certain exercises. That means certain affirmations. So what we do mean by, we have been hearing a lot of this nowadays, that it says positive affirmations. What do you mean by positive affirmations? Affirmation, first of all, should be said in a state of mind which is positive. That's one important thing. Today, if I think of changing myself and I say I want to change with a sad face, it will never happen. But if I say I wish to change and I am changing, so you should have these very three important points when you are writing your affirmations. That is, you should have, first of all, a firm faith, and a faith which will not be determined by any people around, but a faith within you. And it should be said in a very positive feeling. Now, what do I mean by feeling? It is not just by saying I will change. It has to have that feeling. A feeling can be very, very much elaborated by telling how it feels when you are changed person. I can actually visualize myself being so happy. So you can even detail to it by adding a smell around or a be around, what's people around you will have when you are changed person, and affirming with a lot of attention to it. It needs that attention. So whenever we are saying that we want to change, these affirmations should be either written down, because it yields a lot when you write, because your conscious mind is giving those important inputs to your subconscious mind. So writing helps you in a lot of clarity in what you want to bring in your mind to change than by just saying it. So, in my right hand, you can see that there are list of affirmation. However, there's one sentence which does not hold true in this affirmation. That means which is not positive. You can see here the third one, which says anxiety has no place in my heart. What do you mean by that? The anxiety, the mere word anxiety itself is negative, and you are adding no place in my heart. So such sentences should not be written in affirmations. Kindly note, whenever we are writing an affirmation, it should have only positive words, and there's no word which is negative, which should be a part of your affirmation. Affirmation should be very positive. That means this sentence can be said, there is a lot of love in my heart. So this is how, when we are writing affirmation, we should be careful in using all positive words, positive energy, faith, and feeling to be attached to it. You have to feel it, that there is really love I'm holding in my heart. I choose to be happy. My life is wonderful. Not just say it, you have to feel that wonderful life around you. Few words which we have been writing: my life is a mess, I should lose weight, nobody loves me. You can really replace with them with a beautiful words and sentences, and keep repeating throughout the day, and try to sing it too. Louise Hay beautifully says, she says that you can sing it through all the positive affirmations of you, what you have written for yourself. You can make a nice song around it and keep singing it and feeling it and start dancing with it. That's how beautifully she says. With this, she says how a daily work will help us, or practicing such change will help us being a new person. In your day by checking whether when you get up, what is it that you're telling to yourself? Is that thought positive or negative? If negative, take now that responsibility of changing and helping your mind to tell that you have to start with a positive day. And few suggestions she very well expresses at this stage, that helping our mind through providing gratitude to every little and big thing around us. So she says, express that gratitude, maybe even the breath itself. She says, even to her bed, she gives the, like gratitude. She says, without that bed, probably she couldn't have even slept, right? So she says, I thank my bed. I thank my bed. That means even the mere having a breath itself is the biggest, what we have been usually taking as a granted. It is not necessary. It has to be said, thank you. Whole day and night and 365 days, right from my birth, it is still working without any expectation. So my breath, I need to give a deep, deep gratitude to it. And then she suggests, as we discussed earlier, writing affirmations and sitting in meditation. She insists this because she says we have almost 70 to 80% of our thoughts which are unwanted. And meditation helps us to remove all those old patterns, break all those old patterns, and help us to train our mind to be in a newer or positive mindset. So this is what she has been doing for her mind. And then she says, even for your body needs an exercise, but don't choose an exercise which somebody else follows. You try, test, experiment what suits your body, what you enjoy, what your body enjoys. Try to take up such exercises. Not only just that, but even be careful what goes into your mouth. Look into the nutrition. What is the nutritive value of what food you are taking in? Is it needed, first of all, or is it unwanted? And how is your body going to take and appreciate that food? Is it suiting Or is it something modification needed to that? Look into that, she says. And take some time to relax in your day-to-day life. That means either you can be with your exercise, your songs, your drama, your singing, your artwork. What is that you connect with? And you feel there's no need of time to look at, such activities, please ingrain in your day-to-day life. And she also says that start imagining all this day routine, visualize it, and have the change in you. So this is a mental imaginary things which one has to go through day in and day out and make that difference within self. So many of people nowadays feel that meditation is one which helps them in channelizing their thought, reading different books, exploring many classes which are helping us through this meditation, and many books which are guiding us, many people who are guiding us. And you should explore such classes, she says, and thereby expanding our own knowledge. So this helps us in not just limiting what we believe, but helps us in claiming ourselves to be a new every time, every day. Learning never stops, she says. It is every day learning process. And when we are learning, that means we are bound to fall. But don't fear for fall. She says, support yourself. Support yourself by saying there is a change. There can be change only when I attempt. I may fall, but I should always look forward for even the minutest change what we can. And how is this change? The other way of looking at is to expand your knowledge. Why there is ignorance? Because there is a lack of knowledge. Once we have this knowledge, there is an expansion of our understanding. There is expansion of our consciousness. There is an answer to those questions. There is no question which is not known. Only the limitation of our knowledge makes us feel that we are not knowing it. So beautifully, she says, keep reading, keep understanding, keep learning, and more of practice of being new you. So it's a commitment and practice, as we always see when a child walks initially, right? When a child tries to put in the steps, every time the child falls, isn't it? The child falls every time it tries to walk, it will fall. Does it fear for fall? The child will not even know where it is hurt. And at times it will cry, and then again it will get up, and then unknowingly the child will start walking. And one day it will achieve what is meant to be. Maybe to walk, maybe to run, maybe even to fly, isn't it? So how is that got there? By just mere practice. There's no doubt in that. So mere practice and practice will create the small or big miracles in our life. So wonderfully, she says her own life that I started looking much more younger by practicing this few daily changes in her life. She says, I have looked almost 10 years younger to my age by practicing all these, my daily work practices. So we even have many other examples, but I would like to mention about Norman Casson, who even managed to cure his disease by just laughing. The only change he brought is laughter. He kept on laughing in his day-to-day, and he practiced laugh for everything. And by mere changing the laughter mere ingraining laughter in his life, healed him his fatal disease. And you can read through his very good books like Anatomy of Illness, which helps us change our mindset. So very beautifully, Louis here says, it is not just while you get up and have all these affirmations and changes, but also while going to sleep, because the conscious mind will again help us, or help the subconscious mind what it can take through the whole night. Conscious mind can be sleeping version, but subconscious mind is all the time working. So she says, look at your thoughts even when you're going to bed. When you close your eyes, see to that what type of your thought process is going. Always end up your day with positive note. Come what may, your day has gone, because that is the thought which your conscious mind is giving to subconscious mind. So she insists, do not see TV because it is giving lot of negative vibrations, lot of negative inputs. Never see any news, never read any newspapers in the end of the day, because lot of negative notes or negative news is read or moved through. Should never see, she says. So try to focus on the thought process, what your mind is carrying even while sleeping. So only then this practice will help us to change our subconscious mind and end up having a great day begin and day end. So to conclude today, we should move from victimhood to self-help mode. We should be more towards a creatorship rather than feeling, worthless or helpless. Okay, so this is what we can have a clearing chart for ourselves and change from survival mode to the creative mode, being more of yourself and having new of yourself. That means we can change ourselves provided we have lot of commitment and lot of love towards yourself. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi ma'am. Wonderful. A lot of energies. Thank you so much. Masters, if anyone wants to share any experiences, any concerns, anything, please just open up and speak. It was a wonderful session.
I would like to hear if anyone has any experience. Since last 2 weeks we have been doing the mirror work. There was a lot of forgiveness lessons which we have done, and how it has helped them.
Yes, Siddharth.
Siddharth, sir. Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am. This is Srilata from Hyderabad.
Yeah, Srilata.
Yeah, I think you remember.
Yeah, I do remember.
Oh, wow, really fantastic, madam. The slides also very nicely presented. How you are explaining and how we are reading the subject are very clear, very simple to understand. And yes, even it's not that I practically implement, and I taught this positive affirmation to my kids meditation group, and my kids group also doing great, madam. I really enjoy to teach this topic, madam. Really, even the my co-master in the group was shocked. Oh, ma'am, Srilata, madam, how was such a wonderful topic you have said. He was shocked. And really, I was feeling blessed to explain to my kids. Thank you, madam, for giving wonderful knowledge. And one small request, madam. Can you post these slides in the group?
Yeah, we'll share them. Srilata, we'll share them in
you
yeah.
Yeah, there's a great work behind that. So this should be spread it out. You should not just in this class only.
Sure.
Very nice, madam. Very nice. And yes, I am implementing in my daily life, and it has been started little bit improve myself, madam. I'm seeing this mirror work when when normally I used to see and oh, I became fat like that. I used to feel, but now I accepted my first self, and I'm feeling love towards me, and I changed myself to yes, if from inner I'm getting the feeling of love towards me, madam. Thank you, wonderful, madam. Thank you from my bottom of heart, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Srilata ma'am. Wonderful sharing. And as you said, the earlier mind are more moldable. So great work you're doing, ma'am. Thank you. I'll definitely share it, ma'am. Lovely ma'am will, channelize.
Yeah.
To you.
We'll share
Lovely.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else wish to, share their experience of this book, the book, how it has actually helped them?
Masters, you can unmute yourself and speak. Any sharing, any input, anything. We are all masters here, so please exchange information. We are learning. Yeah,
Yeah, once again, Srilata madam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
madam. The more I'm thinking on food to control, but it's rippling the more I don't want to eat junk food, that much only I'm eating. Why that is happening? I should not eat, I should not eat. I'm eating. But this one I'm not able to change. Means I'm giving the attention to I should not eat like that. So I have to change, I think, in a positive way. Like today you said, I should not eat, I should not. Rather than that, what can I give the affirmations,
I
madam?
enjoy eating it. I enjoy eating. Okay. You can say
Junk food, madam.
you enjoy eating it. Okay. Don't say junk food. There's nothing word called a junk food. What your body needs, you will eat it. But when you're eating it, put an attention to it that it gives you a lot of nutrition. How much is needed, you will eat it. Overeating is not required. Anything to relish, okay? Diet is to relish, enjoy, right? But don't say that you will overeat it, okay? Anything which is overdone is never acceptable, right? So don't feel that you're eating more. You think that when you're eating it, have that, gratitude towards that food and say, whatever you are eating, it is mouthful and full, which is to feel satisfied, your tummy and your tongue. Okay. And what you resist will always persist. So always say that what you're eating is mindful eating. You look to that. Look to that when you're eating, it is mindful eating. Not just saying that it is, yeah, you can just say that it is all good food, what I'm eating, I'm relishing it. I enjoy eating that food. And once your mind says stop it, you stop it.
Yeah, madam. My mother said that if you are going eating like that junk food, it became habit, madam. Exactly today, what the chat became. Though from my childhood, evening means it's a snack time. That's it. If I don't want, also I have to eat. It became habit, madam, like that. Even it is passing to my children. Being a mother, same. The feeling was carrying on by me, but I'm not able to stop it. I'm also saying yes, we'll have today. Like that.
Only eat
I
when
want to stop.
you're hungry, ma'am. Only eat when you're hungry, and eat, never to eat food full, tummy full. To eat, you should be only eat it half a filled tummy. That is how they say. When we are eating, we should eat half tummy. Never,
Mitaharam.
yeah.
Yeah, madam. I am practicing. I'm done with the mitaharam, but junk food, like again, sorry, but evening times when the snacks time come, I'm not able to stop that buying any other like that from outside. I want to stop, madam, but how? I am not. I'm not helping myself. How could I help my children?
Srilata ma'am, how do you eat your lunch? What is the process of eating your lunch?
Only one chapati, madam.
Why?
Diet full of curry, one chapati.
Yeah, how do you eat it?
I drink it, madam. I don't eat it. I drink it. I drink my food and I eat my water.
No, I'm telling what is the process? Like, how do you drink it?
I chew it for 32 times or 35 times. I try
What
to
do you
chew
do
it
while you're chewing it? Do you watch any TV or are you thinking about something else? Are you mindful of what you're eating?
both 2 times.
Why are you drinking your food? I didn't understand. Why are you drinking your food?
Yeah, madam. This is a nutrition and this is a topic also in one of the spiritual book. So we should drink our food and we should eat our water.
No, then
Nutrition.
why are you given the teeth? Why don't you chew your food? Why are you drinking it?
Means the solid should be in liquid state. The solid
I'll
state.
tell you what, I don't know what nutrition and everything, but there is a thing called saliva that is produced in your mouth.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So when it has its enzymes, there are a lot of enzymes in your saliva which breaks down the carbohydrate structure before it enters into the stomach for the further breaking down of the food. So it's very important. That's why, like, you have 36 teeth, or depending on if you remove your Lakshmi ma'am is there here. You remove your yeah. So
28 or 34.
Yeah.
32.
32. So how many our teeth are there? They say that amount of times you need to chew your food so that the breakage happens in the mouth, and then when you swallow, the digestion happens very easily, which we don't do because we do a lot of activities, right? We see movies, we will talk on phone, we'll be thinking of something. So that's why when Lakshmi ma'am said mindful eating, that is the concept there.
Yes.
Put your plate on the plate.
Just I wanted to tell something on behalf of that ma'am, that she is drinking food. That means she's chewing so much that it is becoming liquid in the mouth. Then she is gulping it. It's that.
Yeah.
No, she said she. What do you say? You said you drink the food, means you said you make it into a juice or something and you drink it, right?
No.
I
I think she chews.
Okay, sorry, I got it wrong. Yeah, so this, like, that's what, how many times you chew and what is the process? I just wanted to know how mindful are you eating. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, as you said, madam, I chew it, and till it becomes a liquid, then only I will drink the food.
Yeah, got it. I think I understood it in a wrong way. Yeah, but I just wanted to know that whenever you eat that food, you eat very mindfully. I mean, touch it. You're already doing a great work, like chewing it properly, but touch the food, see the color, sensation, how it is going into your stomach. Then you'll understand, the stomach will start communicating with you that, okay, at this point of time, you're full, stop it.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you can stop it. But that urge, what happens is that in the evenings, you need to make a timetable, like, okay, now I'm going to be hungry. So I'll better eat some nice food earlier only. I'll have an apple or I'll have a banana so that I don't go to that junk side, right? That habit pattern will pull you towards that side.
Yes.
Okay, yes, ma'am. First of all, don't bring junk into your house. Cut it out. Create a boundary, and see that if you have already prepare a meal for something, like make a nice snack with the fruits and everything, and get it ready. Already prepare it for the day, so that you don't get inclined towards that junk. You need to do some process here to break that.
Yeah, madam. We have to work for that.
Yeah. So when you know that at 5 o'clock or 4:30, my habit will start, right? Some people will have to drink tea, otherwise they'll get headache. The body gets used to it. So you need to prepare yourself. Okay, now it's gonna create a pain or something or some urge. So I'll prepare myself. I'll have some food, nice, such as a full meal food. If your stomach is full at that time, then you won't have that urge to eat that junk, right? Slowly it will decrease. See how you can break that pattern with another food pattern.
Yes, madam. I'll try it. Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
And one more, I guess, maybe to add.
Yes,
yeah, if I'm not sure which diet are you on, but you said you mentioned that you eat only one chapati, right? So I mean, I don't, I mean, for me it wouldn't suffice. You know, I have, if I'm eating chapatis, I have to eat like at least 3, and with nice good curries, and that's when I don't feel hungry at all for about like 5 hours or so. I won't think about food. So maybe you can eat one more and try. So,
yes, Manju ma'am. Yeah, very true. Like, eat your meal, like as Lakshmi ma'am has said, eat your meal with full enjoyment and relish everything. Have a complete meal.
Until you are satisfied. So that's when I don't think, you know, you would think of food later on for about 5 to 6 hours or so. I mean, that's what I do. So.
Yeah. Great inputs from Lovely ma'am and Manjusha ma'am. And I think if you all have gone through the forgiveness exercise, right? We had last week. Has anyone something to share on that? Because a lot of resentment or a lot of disease, I would rather say, disease we carry is because of not forgiving people. Forgetting, probably most of us can do it, but forgiving, right? So can anyone share their experience of doing this whole week forgiveness exercise?
Yes, Lakshmi ma'am, I'll come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as Ashok sir had advised us to go through that 0 to 7 years, 7 to 14, 14 to 35. Okay, I made that list. Believe me, as we started recollecting, I think it took me probably, I think I had done it once when Chandra sir had asked also. So it was little easier for me. So that time I had taken a lot of time to write down. But this time it was easy to write, to recollect, went on recollecting, and everybody whom I have heard, maybe it may be, knowingly or unknowingly, a friend or backbited somebody, which we call bitching. Okay, that list I made. First, I went about my relatives from my father's side, then my relatives from my mother's side. So the list went on and on and on. And believe me, it has helped me. I think probably 30 people I came across where I needed to work more. So I have been doing it, and it is great feeling to do it. Before, when somebody's phone, with not liking, likingness for the person or something, I would get irritated. Now I'm at peace, whoever it is, I can talk easily. And I think more than anything, my heart has eased so much. There is so much of burden lifted out of my heart. I think everyone should do that exercise because it is highly recommended. When you do it, I think we as a soul move, higher rather than, helping the others or whomever we have forgiven. It is helping only us, I think, as a, to complete ourselves. It has helped me a lot. It has helped me a lot. And I think I was carrying so much. Again, I sat and wrote down, and I'm still in the process. I'll be doing the whole month, maybe. Okay. So I request everybody, what Ashok sir had suggested, to do that exercise. Very simple exercise, but very, very effective. You will feel it from your heart, by third day, maybe. Same people, you are taking name and forgiving each and everyone. Third or fourth day, you're so relieved from inside out. So I think, and also I have been doing it for passing it on for so many people. Hope all my friends also do this. Thank you so much. Gayatri ma'am also, thank you.
Thank you, Naina ma'am. Thank you. Wonderful sharing. As she mentioned, that the list is more than what we can visualize. That's the reason we need to put it on paper, because every time we do it, we may get the person which we unknowingly are carrying so much of burden of not forgiving them. And at this point, I wish to share my experience. A lot of emotional turmoil when I went through. A person suggested me to write it down. Rather than speaking what I feel or what I am grieved about. He suggested me to write it. Write it in the sense whatever you feel, whether it is right for that person to be used that word or not, whatever you want to say, the anger, the frustration, please put on the paper continuously. That may not be a writing, and then put it in dustbin, tear it off in dust and throw it. Mind you, initially I was writing and writing so much so that I don't know, the whole, like my dress was wet. So much of tears, rolled on. So much. Probably stopped. And a few years later, it was just a writing. There was no emotion attached to that. It was just a writing. It was just an experience. Okay, this happened, this so person, so thing, so. There was no emotion attached to it. There was no feeling attached to it. So this process helped me from an input wherein it was telling me a lot of, unwanted things in my mind was attached with a feeling. And that feeling every time, no matter whatever is there, it would link up to the same pattern. And then later it did happen that I released that pattern. I could release that pattern. It was just a writing. It was those words. And much later, almost a year later, it hardly came as a complaint to me. There was no complaint about any incident or a person. But it did take almost more than a year to put out as it is, as my feeling on paper. And first of all, acknowledging that I have such emotions within me, and then letting it go, and then forgiving, and then maybe, okay, it is there, it is part of my experience, which has happened and which has gone back. I need not have to carry that experience every time I face today in my life. It has happened. It is a part of my experience. What is the knowledge I get? I should only carry that knowledge. So this was one biggest, learning process which I have done for myself and helped me a lot in writing, allowing my own emotions to flow with paper and pen. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Yeah, Srilata ma'am, you want to speak?
Yeah, madam. Small query, madam. When after the ending of the meditation, we say thank you, right? Thank you for our body, parents, etc. So, in that, should we add the point sorry? This is my question, madam.
You ask for forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is you when you ask for forgiveness, you ask that knowingly or unknowingly. I might hurt because of my level of understanding at that point of time. So in that process, you are not also making yourself as guilty in that process. You should never make guilty in that guilt, bring that aspect of guilt in yourself and express sorry. You should always think that that level of understanding that you had at that point of time, the level of awareness or consciousness that you are operating at that point created that particular situation. But now I am aware. So now I ask for forgiveness for that for past time where I had to do that that kind of a situation happened between you and whatever the other person is. So ask forgiveness. You're already doing forgiveness. Do whenever you sleep in the night, in the morning. There is no specific time for forgiveness. You can do it at any time.
So here we are teaching for kids, no, madam. So then my co-master said that why you are saying to forgive like that, sorry. So there is no need to ask sorry for daily. Thank you, we can say daily. So no need of saying sorry daily.
Sorry, baby.
Sorry, daily.
Daily, ma'am, this is an exercise that there is nothing wrong in asking for forgiveness, right?
Okay.
So it requires a lot of time for that forgiveness to happen also for the other person. That feeling of, you get that feeling, the internal feeling that, okay, I have gone through that forgiveness exercise. I'm free of that bondage. You'll get that because Naina ma'am has expressed, right? When she had issue with her father, there was a lot of misunderstanding at her childhood. She was not able to understand what was going through. What she was going through, and she developed resentment and lot of things. But there was no fault in any on the both the sides. Both the parties were okay. But it was the lack of understanding that has created that thing. And it took a lot of time, depending on the type of issue that you're going through. So forgiveness is something which should be told. As ma'am said, write it down and you will come across people there. You will feel that I should ask forgiveness. Yeah.
Without knowing the
Yes.
the pain also, we can say sorry, madam.
Yeah, you can say knowingly or unknowingly, if I've hurt someone, please forgive me.
Yeah.
Because my awareness and my knowledge at that point of time was at that level. I could not understand what I was doing. But I know there was some misunderstanding that has happened. So I ask for forgiveness.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Ma'am, Srilata ma'am, are you talking about yourself or are you talking about the kids that you take meditation classes, ma'am?
Kids meditation class, madam.
Kids meditation classes, sometimes, you know, kids knowingly, unknowingly, you know, if they're in a rush to go to the classroom, they just, you know, nudge or push the kids around and just go, right? So they want to go to their classroom, just say, for example, and they already went to the classroom, but in the meantime, when they push someone, maybe their lunchbox fell down, they lost their lunch for the day, or maybe their pencil box fell down and their pencil broke, and they might have a test, and you know, they might be going late to the test. These all they do not know, because all they are thinking about going to their classroom on time, right? So did that kid do knowingly that mistake? No. Does he know? He doesn't know. So knowingly, unknowingly, if I have done any mistake, I ask forgiveness, because he did not know, right? And sometimes naughty kids, they take their friend's pencil, put there in their pencil box, or, you know, just for fun. But after that kid going home, if their parents asked, where is this, where is that, he doesn't know, right? So he might get scolded. So, but all this adds up to the karma, right? So knowingly, unknowingly, I have done any mistakes. Please forgive me.
You ask the
my
kids.
my core master is saying that why to ask for you daily? One day is enough. Why to ask daily? He's saying.
If you feel that emotion, if you get clicked with that emotion and you can see that, okay, I've understood and I can associate with that emotion, then it's okay. Just we can ask it for 1 day or 2 days. But you still are not nowhere feeling that emotion, you're unable to connect to that forgiveness aspect, ask it many times until you feel it. Sometimes just by saying forgiveness, I forgive that person or anything, it won't feel, you don't get that feeling. There's still, okay, some pent up emotion that is still there that needs to be addressed. If you feel that it's okay, then because I didn't understand, like you're asking for yourself or you want to teach it to the kids?
Kids, madam, kids.
Oh, you ask them to hug them each other. That's it. Why do you want to bring all this? Say that I didn't see and ask them to give a nice tight hug. Then that's done.
Okay.
No, Ravali, during meditation, these are the affirmations that kids do, right? So,
how old are the kids? What's the age?
Like maximum they are fifth standard, madam.
Yeah, just tell them that, give them an understanding that these things need not to be done. You can't behave in that particular way, and just ask them to hug each other and have a nice kiss on their cheek. That's it. That's fine for the kids. They'll get it, because they don't understand these concepts of affirmation and everything. I feel like, Lakshmi ma'am, if you can put it, you have kids.
They are brilliant, madam. They understand very much. Wow, really.
Yeah, Shruta ma'am. They understand. One thing a person as a child, you know, as they grow, their growing stage, right? They should understand that there is always something called as limitation to your understanding, isn't it? No one is intentionally, at least the kids never do an intentional wrong to someone. Okay. So they may understand or may not understand, but a routine has to be placed in. For example, every day I have to show gratitude towards Mother Earth. Okay, if I tell my child every day morning, or just bow your head to Mother Earth. You may not have a reason for that, why and how. If the child asks, you give the reason. But if it is a more like a habit initially, then the mind triggers to know much of those things. Okay. Forgiveness. Today, the child may not understand why I have to ask this forgiveness. But as the child keeps on ingraining this thought that, okay, there is something called as forgiveness, as and how the child grows, and if it is his curiosity to know that, they will always ask you back. And that time give the bigger explanation. So initially it can be just a part of a routine wherein you instill it like a habit, as if you get up and you brush. Then a child initially, a younger age group child will never ask, why am I brushing? There's no question and reasoning to it. The child just ingrains it because you are telling it. But as they grow, as fifth and fourth and above, children will have reasoning power. Okay, there in those age group, you can always tell this, that knowingly or unknowingly, there are mistakes happening to us, by us, around us, people around us, other beings around us. It is not just only people, right? There are many beings around us. Many times we just stamp hand and go. So it is so much important to ask that forgiveness, no matter even if it is ant, no matter whether the ant has understood it also or not. But we have to ask for it, because that awareness that there are being around us itself is a bigger note for a child. The child may not even not feel that it is wrong to kill an ant. They'll just stamp and then go. They will not feel that it is an important part of their life, their ecosystem, unless we bring it as like a habit initially. But as the child's curiosity mind will grow, we can always give the reasons as and how required. But it can be a part of their daily routine. This is what I understand, ma'am. Yeah.
Madam, thank you, madam, for a beautiful explanation. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi.
Rajani, ma'am.
Yeah, I have a question. So on a daily basis, I'm not getting any negative thoughts on people. But when we did that exercise 25 to 35, it poked all my wounds and I was crying and crying. So sometimes I think I forgave everybody, but I don't think I actually did. So if they knock on my door, I don't know how I will welcome them, how I will treat them. I'm not sure about it. But maybe I'm ignoring, or I am like pushing it aside. Maybe they're deep inside me. So I missed that exercise, the forgiveness exercise. I missed it somehow. So could you please summarize, like for daily practice or what needs to be done? And also, I don't enjoy this bringing those memories. I don't enjoy that process, but I want myself to be cleared, like clean. So please help. Thank you.
Yeah, Rajni, ma'am. I'm happy that you're very true to your feelings. This is required. Being true to yourself, because you are not doing for anyone else. No one will gain anything out of this except you. So very, very much, clarity what you have is very much clarity about what is happening to you. Okay. The recognition that what is happening to itself is a biggest move, according to me, because there are many people who will not even understand they're having that such tug of war between their heart and mind. They will not even understand it, but you are very well understood it. Now that you have understood at what junction it is, try to put it every day as an exercise, that forgiveness exercise, wherein they imagine, okay, how Louis Hay says is that you can imagine person by person, okay, person by person, okay, that this person, for example, if I have a resentment towards certain friend of mine, who has hurt me long back. Now I don't see them every day, but while I have now gone back and realized there is a person whom I still carry in my mind without having a good feeling towards that person, right? Now I bring, while I am closing my eyes in a meditative mode, I bring that person in front of my eye as if he's sitting on a stage. There's nothing around him or her. It is only that person. Okay. And then you try to imagine that what was the reason which made you an anger to be called for him. Okay. There's a beautiful video. Okay. In YouTube, we have Louise Hay, forgiveness exercise. You can move through that. She takes you through the exercise. Just to just give the gist of that, she says, follow that person and you say whatever you feel like telling that person. You want to scold him, don't bother, don't get bothered. They're elder to you, younger to you, not right, not wrong. Okay, whatever you feel, you just say it out on the face to that person. And then imagining that entire anger within your body is increasing so much, so much, so much so, and then it flows through your hand and through your index finger and it blasts that person. Okay. She says by doing this, you are releasing what you are holding towards that person. You are able to communicate. Why is that anger there usually? Because you are not able to communicate to that person what you feel about it or you have felt about a situation with that person. So expressing this will help your thought process to bring it in more of clarity first. And then afterwards, she says that knowingly or unknowingly, that person has done this to you. Okay. So try to put these words as, I forgive you. I release all that resentment, frustration, anger I'm holding for you, for my good and for your good. By doing this exercise again and again and again, she says at one point of time, you will be able to see this person in front of that stage, in front of you, more like a smiling person. So this exercise is very much readily available on YouTube. If you just type Louise Hay forgiveness lesson, Louise Hay anger management, okay, so beautiful videos are there. She takes through this exercise, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you, Rajni, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's very helpful.
Yeah.
So we are finding out the why, and then clearing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the...
One more thing I wanted to add to that is, Rajni ma'am, it is okay to cry, to express all the emotions. It will happen once, twice, or thrice. Uske baad nahi hoga. It will stop. You know, as Lakshmi ma'am said.
I don't have problem crying, but
recollecting the memories you said, no? Remember that will help you to heal yourself. You should not pent up all those things, you know. So that is the reason we will end up having diseases. To, you know, to safeguard ourselves, we're doing this. Okay?
I've been putting a blanket over it. Now I can remove it and
just remove it, accept it, clean it off, dust it off. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
I think this, after some time it will you know, subside. All those feelings, emotions, you know. As Lakshmi said, as she went on writing, it stopped. So it
and also, like, forgiving is not easy when someone like hurts you. But I was watching some videos on PMC channel. The one doctor was saying that whenever you get a negative thought in your mind, it's that signals that sends signals to all the cells in your body, and those they shift. So it's because we humans rarely tend to do good things for others. There is some selfish reason. So all this we are doing for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the motivation.
Yes.
Yeah, I will try.
Yeah.
I will try this exercise and knock down one by one. My list should come down. Thank you. Appreciate
It will give a lot of relief actually, you know.
Yes,
How
yes. I
much
want that relief. I want that relief.
whatever hurt they must have, caused, even if it is a murder, you need to forgive. That's what she says.
Yes, and because every soul is acting at their level, I was thinking that babies, they wear diapers and dogs behave in certain way. So at their level, they are doing their best.
Yeah.
We don't know the level of the soul, and we don't know the reasons behind the past. I don't want to dwell into past lives because it's not in my experience.
Okay.
But each one is acting at their level, whatever is best for them. So
Yeah.
I
It's
have to
all
do
a
what is
drama,
best for myself.
All a drama. Every one of us is playing a role.
Yes, this is the drama of life.
Yeah, that's all.
And that everyone is playing their character like best villain, best whatever.
Yeah, that's all you have to imagine and
Yeah.
let go.
Yes. And they are teaching, every experience is teaching me. So this is, my life is my movie. And I have given roles to all those people in my life, and they are playing their roles very well. So at the end of the movie, I need to make it a good movie. Good outcome.
Yes. Yeah. You have to be successful, no?
Yeah.
Box office.
And I have to enjoy the movie. And I have to, at the end of it, I need to get out the climax should be very good.
Yeah. You have to release everything and free your soul. That's it.
Yes. The learning experience.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rajni ma'am. Thank you. Yes, Vardini ma'am. You're mute, ma'am.
Yeah. Lakshmi ma'am, the sharing is beautiful and connected a lot because through affirmations only I came into meditation and spiritual tablets. I happened to read about these affirmations in a Telugu book, and just I happened to read it multiple times to know the things in that book. And while talking these things with another friend, Srini, so I came into meditation. So as I asked him some doubts in affirmations, then he suggested me meditation.
Wow.
In that way, I came to meditation. So connected more to that.
Great, ma'am. Yeah.
And Madhu B. sir raised his hand to ask something, but somehow sir just put the hand down again. Sir, Madhu sir, are you there?
Sorry about it. Sorry,
Yeah, I'm here, ma'am.
Yes, please ask.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know, whether I should ask this or not, but since you asked me to ask, I will go and ask this actually. So the question to Lakshmi ma'am is sometimes, we identify with, some beliefs and, some systems actually, you have some affiliation with some religious thing, some political thing or something. So when someone in the opposite side say something or do something, so normally we react actually, and that reaction, sometimes it is very strong, it goes, it goes into your mind and the body. So when you said writing down and releasing, asking for forgiveness and all, so those kind of things, basically it's not you are not directly involved, right? That person is directly came and said something to you or something like that. It's you never met that person, in that kind of situation, how we can forgive that actually. So
Okay, Madhu sir, I'll try to understand it first. Correct me if I'm wrong. The question I get is that whether the person is I know directly or not, whether I know the person indirectly, and the hurt is also indirect way, should I need to forgive that person? Am I right, sir?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So whenever we attach an emotion to a person, okay, whether direct or indirect is not that the question. The question is, if that person, if we bring it in mind, does it bring negative feeling or a positive feeling is what we need to look. The moment they carry negative, okay, negative feeling towards that person, that means that person has to be forgiven. That the exercise of forgiving has to be done with this person, whether is he related to directly to you or indirectly to you, because we are carrying that negative emotion towards that person, right? So that means it is our exercise of forgiveness towards this person. Only then that luggage we are going to unload from our mind. Till then it is with us, carried, no matter what our age is, no matter what our age is. The earlier we can identify and working upon it, and maybe that person, you need not have to tell it also that I have forgiven you, I have forgotten you. No need. It is for our own self exercise. So we need to, sir.
Yeah. And I have one more follow-up question. Like, so you said, like, starting from, like, that 1 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to like 35. Actually, I missed that class, looks like. So, so when you're doing that, right, sometimes we've, even in my case, like, there are things happened, and but I forgave a lot of people actually. So, but it's like I'm over it actually. Like, I'm like, I don't have any grudge towards them. Like, I don't have any negative feelings. I used to have, like, I used to get angry, I'm mad. I used to keep grudge, and but even if these days, even if I see them also, I don't have any grudge or anything. Like, I give just smile and I just move on actually. But if you want to write down and bring up that again, don't, it's not going to bring up that emotions back again. Like, you are kind of again bringing up that emotions, and all that. You are kind of defiling your mind, and kind of bringing up all those things to the surface again, and working with them. Isn't that going to add, like, some more pain to you? Like,
Sir, if you're forgiven, you need not have to get bothered only, right? It is when you're not forgiven, it is that you're going to repeat the exercise. If you're forgiven, if you're moved on, it's, they say that universe works so beautifully that the moment if you're forgiven that person and they hold no value in your life, they will not come in your life, sir. Either the situation will change or the people will change. That's how the beautiful the universe works for you. The moment you are still holding it, then they are still existing. And if still there is a pain to it, then there is a need of doing it. If not necessary, sir. Why you want to? Because even if you bring that time, there's no pain, there's happiness. Okay. So the extent of forgiveness should be in to way that it should bring smile on your face. So it is when you're not forgiven, this exercise is going on, sir. If you're forgiven, if you're moved on, there's no need to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the question, sir. Beautiful. Yeah. Anybody else wants to share their experience, their understanding, their inputs? Your words value here, sir or ma'am. Yeah. Masters. If yeah, the thanks to the entire team of my colleagues, and special thanks to Chandra Modole sir, who's been there for us all the time. Yeah, Vindya ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Sorry, I've been cooking and listening. So much of great discussion. I didn't want to interrupt at all. There's so much to learn, whether from questions or from your presentation. Thank you. Thank you, first of all. You always presented beautifully. I can't believe there's so much to learn. I don't know. 1 year I went through, I feel like I know, but there is so much more. When you talked about affirmations and things, I think I just do it as part of meditation, but not consciously. I should. That writing down hasn't become a habit. I have to write down. I've been asked to do these exercises, but I haven't done. So I agree. I should do it. The other thing I wanted to, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I should come as your patient god, maybe. I don't know. There's so much to learn. I feel like coming again and again. And like how just now the other master said, even if you don't know, as you're thinking of it, things are kind of unraveling, like, you don't realize there is something going on. And when you said forgiveness as just a regular practice, even to Mother Earth or something, such a beautiful concept, right? We never think of asking for forgiveness in general. And when I grew up in Goa with a lot of Christian friends, and for them it is a practice. I know they would just sit down on their knees at night next to the bed, and it was so sweet, but I still, it wasn't practice in my family, so I never did it. But I think an honest, clear heart before you go to bed is necessary for us. And they have, even in their church, they have this forgiveness concept, right? Confession, whatever it is, that they're getting it out of their chest. We don't, so we should make it a practice by ourselves. So thank you so much. Thank you, Ravali ma'am, and all other masters and all the other people who asked great questions. Thank you.
You always well summarize the session, ma'am. Vindya ma'am. Thank you for those beautiful words. And I don't know, but in culture, we have a lot of shlokas, right? Daily shlokas, what we have, a beautiful, maybe probably I'll share it in the group. Right from beginning, when we get up, we, Karagre Vaste Lakshmi, right? From your own fingers, you start, showing gratitude towards your own hands. Then you have towards Mother Earth, then Sun, then Saraswati. So there's a beautiful flow of that shloka. I'll probably really share it. Even while taking bath, there's a shloka for that. It is just that we don't know, we don't link it up, but very beautiful shlokas, which are very simple, and maybe we have not been ingrained it in our routine because of lack of our own understanding. But then, yeah, there are concepts. That's the reason we say that, knowledge, expansion of your knowledge by books, people, and situation. That's the reason we say that our expansion is taking place through all these ways. And thank you for, giving this great opportunity. And I would thank Chandra sir and Ashok sir, and definitely the entire participant groups here, because you are there, so am I here. And that's how I believe in. Unless there are people to hear us, do you think I would have been here? So such is what an extent wherein I feel there's a lot of learning from you than me to you. Okay, so thanks a lot. And very beautifully in the next tomorrow session, we will try to have smaller exercises, how to reflect our this learning in our work pattern and our relationship pattern. And by coming week, very, very clearly, we will understand how our thought pattern is going to help us in our choice of being healthy or being diseased. How this just thought not being a very superficial one, but a thought which will choose us to be healthy or an unhealthy person throughout our life. And very beautifully, that session will be taken by Dr. Ravli, and we wish to hold on to that session. And following week, we will have few real experience who have gone through this book like a Bible, and they've utilized the entire knowledge of that for a longer duration. I might be only an experience with this book, maybe not more than 1.5 years, but there are masters who have ingrained their knowledge, and for a longer duration, how they have reaped up this. This book is Louis Hay book, ma'am, Purnima, ma'am. This is Louis Hay's book. You Can Heal Your Life. Okay, so it's not been less than like a Bible to people who have had a lot of disease, and they have come up with a lot of affirmations in this book for every part of body wherein there is disease. She has very nicely listed beautiful affirmations. Yeah, Purnima.
Thank you, ma'am. And we can write these affirmations down also, right?
Yeah. Thank you, masters. Thank you. We'll end the session here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lakshmi ma'am, and to all the masters.
Thank you.